Okay, this is my third attempt and I've had to delete some files, and I hope I haven't done the wrong thing. To try and get this under 1 minute, all right, for my chummy. Hi, I love you and I'd love to show you this. Jesus' shroud, my vision of what I see in the shroud. I see movement. I see a camera shutter. I see that the movement, because it's falling, the cover of the hood that was over Jesus, and he had like this coin that's falling, was on his eye, and Jesus himself was into this position, and what he was actually doing at that moment was pulling the nail from his wrist. And so in the photo image, you see him biting down on his lip because he is beginning to push the point of the nail through his wrist to get that out. He survived, okay? So he had an out-of-body experience. What happened to this man was he was absolutely tortured, and he had a near-death experience. He flatlined. They wrapped him, but instead of just, I should have gone over time again, bugger. Sorry, maybe this is for YouTube. Instead of just being that it forgive me, now I've lost my train of thought. What was I saying? What I was saying was he had a near-death experience and he flatlined. They used 80 pounds of aloe vera to rub over his body and wrap him and everything like this, right? Okay, so he's buried in the garb. He's got what seems to be here the like a scarf that is Jewish, because what seems to be coming out is some sort of, this is how I work, it's intuitive, but it's it's like a tartan. So yeah, Scottish stuff, and clan. So it might have been like a marking of your bloodline or something like this as well. Anyway, I'm not sure where that is, but some of the relics, I don't know about the relics, because I think Jesus obviously left. He survived. He was picked up, right? 3 days later, what happens is the boys rock by, and what they generally do is they have people that skin newborn lamb skin, I think it is, and they make their sacred book out of these innocent lambskins that were killed for whatever, Passover or something like that. Okay, so all these lambskins are all soft. They've all been tanned, so they're all like this, and they're sort of like a treatment, nice and soft. And they're on their way down to the Dead Sea, to Qumran, which is now called Caves, but it wasn't caves. It was this beautiful center where the Essenes had their university. Okay, so look at it like a place where scholars came. Texts were spoken of. They spoke at tables. There was beautiful things. They had what grew there along that area before this Roman war that comes along straight after the death of this man, which obviously was in 64, I think, AD, because that is when Galilee went to war with the Romans, and they crucified this man. Okay, so he might have been a zealot, because the zealots are two of the disciples there, Simon the zealot, and there's another one, and they're famous, but you won't find their fame in the Bible. What you will